So here we are for the closing night of the 64th Edinburgh International Film Festival. The closing film is going to be Third Star, directed by Hattie Dalton, a tale about four men who go on their last journey together. Just want to know what attracted you to the script.
I think it was the irreverent sort of material, that it was about something really big, but it was really funny along the way, and I that's the sort of film. My short films are kind of along that ilk, and I like darker material, but I like the audience to enjoy themselves. It doesn't have to be depressing to be about something worthy. So I think it was a really good script for that.
One of the things that I'm thinking about is that Hurt Locker, very masculine film, won the first woman her Oscar, and this again is a very masculine film. There's actually no female characters in it, and I'm wondering, do you think that female directors and performers should be playing a bigger role in kind of bridging the gap, obviously the gender disparity on the screen and in the kind of industry in general?
Absolutely. I think it's a real shame that there's only I think it's only 6 or 7% of directors are female, and God, let's at least get up to the 10% mark. I can't see why we can't tell good stories. I didn't even know that terrible statistic when I got into directing, but it's a real shame. I do look around, it's quite a boys' club, and it's a shame.
Are you more inclined to kind of do things that have got masculine stories like this one, or?
Not necessarily. I mean, I think this film could have been any gender, any race, any sex, and it still would have worked as a story itself. I think it was interesting. It was written by Vaughan about four boys, and I think it was a masculine story for sure because it was about these four boys. But I don't think that I need to tell stories only about men.
On the left.
Which side is your good side?
He's always on the
That's
left.
your good side.
Is it?
Good side.
Is that all right? Okay. Do you want to both face the same way? Quite funny, yeah. Yeah. That's better, yeah. What attracted you both to the script?
It was very good writing, and it was a very interesting new director.
I just got to insult Tom the whole time.
Yeah.
I get to bully him the whole film.
I enjoy that. I enjoy it. So.
Yeah, quite a kind of arc for your character. How was that, going through that from being the evil man to kind of the redemptive side,
I think that's what immediately jumped at me, is that everyone has a really great journey through the film, and my character gets every single gamut, as does everybody, and that's what you look for when you read a script. It's a great story.
It's almost less of an arc and more of a figure of eight.
The other thing that kind of stood out to me was the fact that obviously dealing with cancer and dealing with something that everyone is emotionally raw about and ready to invest in, how do you approach that as an actor, something that could be kind of potentially exploiting people's, penchant for that kind of thing?
Carefully,
yeah,
and imaginatively.
Yeah, with a great amount of respect. I think everybody has been touched by cancer, so there's no one. You're not going to exploit anything because we've all had our own experiences of it through loved ones of our own. So, just with a lot of respect and a lot of humanity, I think.
Yeah.
We finished the film about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we'd had to show them an unfinished version, so we would have just been thrilled to be welcomed here at all, and to find out that you're the gala night is just breathtaking. It's beyond everything we expected.
Just for you, the script, I saw it the other day, and the script itself, it seems to deal with the issues from a very kind of middle class perspective. We're dealing with things like, the bankers and the material kind of losing their objects basically, and things like that. Do you think that filmmakers kind of have a duty to represent all classes on the screen?
I think so. I think it's something Adam and I run Western Edge Pictures together, and it's something we both feel very strongly about. We're both from very different backgrounds, and there's if there is a problem that's endemic, I think, in independent film funding in this country, it's that films that are meant to be representative of society focus on people who are selling drugs and performing heists far more than is representative of actual Britain in this country. And so we had quite a few problems with the funding of the film from the point of view of it being about four middle-class boys. And we never say that they are particularly. Adam isn't, and is playing Bill very true to himself.
It's just because it came to me because I saw the only kind of working class character in it, I thought, was the ferry guy, and he was almost there to provide the kind of comic relief, and I thought, well,
those independent sort of vignettes in it, the whole film is meant to be sort of a bit of an odyssey, really, and they're if you sort of want to see it, they're sort of very symbolic characters, but the fact is, because he is that symbolic character of a sort of a gatekeeper before crossing over the water, that representative, it's a very Greek thing, and so once you have that character, the idea that he is posh just to make sure you're not saying something about him not being posh would be ridiculous. So that's why those characters are there. But Hugh Bonneville gives an amazing performance as our beachcomber character, and he certainly isn't meant to be anything one or the other. So
what happens in the story transcends class. It's a heroic journey that they're on, and it's got nothing to do with this class they're on. James, when he takes his last breath, is not thinking, God, I'm going to miss my scarf and my slippers or any other middle class. It's not about that.
So in a way, it's kind of speaking for all the classes.
Absolutely. It's a film with no bad guy, and if there is a bad guy, it's disease and time. And that's rare, there's we always sort of laugh that there's no blades in it, but there is a spork, which is a type of camping implement, which we found out when we were filming. But